Are you really prepared for what's coming in 2025? I think there's going to be a lot of different things. There's going to be a lot of things that we will never predict, but I can surely name three things that I think will influence the creator economy and the way it looks by the time we're here to celebrate 2026. The first trend to watch is I expect more and more creator led brands to become your standard digital entrepreneurship companies. There is a lot of maturity happening in the creator economy. There's a lot more creators who've been at it for like 10, 15 years and who are kind of like looking across the horizon and trying to think, what is next? Am I going to be in front of the camera making content for the rest of my life? Because of this, because of the fact that a lot more people like me from the business side are getting more and more interested in the creator economy, you will see this convergence of point in time for the creators who are ready to retire, point in time for some of the creators who kind of like grew up watching other creators building businesses and are ready to build their own business much faster and sooner than what their predecessors did. And because of the influx of the business talent, you will see the formation of much more mature companies that have a lot better business strategies, a lot more thoughtful about how they structure the businesses, a lot more thoughtful about thinking about the personas that they focus on, who they sell to, how they produce in the best way possible, how they provide the customer support, how they think about the retention. There's going to be a lot of these subjects and conversations you're going to notice across the creator economy, across multiple different niches. The days where the creators would just put up Shopify store or put up just a couple of t-shirts and caps that they would want to sell will still be there for smaller creators, but it's just going to be that first stepping stone. And a lot more creators will start thinking about from the very beginning about, hey, as a creator in a very particular niche, how can I provide better value to my audience? And is it through physical product, digital product, events, some sort of consulting services? There's going to be this just, I think, maturation and explosion of ideas and ways by which the creators monetize their brands. And it's also important to consider the fact that 2025 will likely be also economically as shaky as 2024 was. And I think people learned in the last year to not completely rely on AdSense, to not rely on the brand partnerships. So you will see that being kind of like that wind in the sails, but also maybe fire under their behinds to remember that, hey, I need to do more. I need to think about how do I diversify my revenue in the ways that I can create a sustainable creator brand. So I think all of these factors are just there to provide fuel to the fire of this idea that you will see more and more creator-led brands to become proper digital entrepreneurial powerhouses. Speaking of people who are considering retirements or shaky economic situations, you will see more and more your legacy brands in very specific industries either partnering or hiring creators. Two factors that's going to influence it heavily. Number one, coming back to the earlier point about the fact that some creators are realizing that they're ready kind of like to retire, maybe to step away from producing the content. For them, the idea of partnering with a brand that has a very mature product or services line that they can tap into and provide their audience and their knowledge of the industry that hopefully both the creator and that company are in will be a good way to offer the value so that in return you can get more stable paycheck, some sort of retirement plan, some sort of maybe payout for you to go put in a nest egg so that you have something to provide for your kids and your family beyond your career in front of the camera. So that's going to be one factor on the creator side. But from the business side, I think more and more businesses will realize that if you do not have a creator who is helping you lead some of these campaigns, whether they're constant presence and you hire them just regular on a recurring basis, or they're actual kind of like, for hire individual who you have on a payroll in your company, or they're your partner, chief creative or design officer. If you don't have that, you will be falling behind all other brands, your competitors in the same niche who actually leverage the creators. It will be similar to being in 2010s and being the brand that says, I'll be just advertising on radio and the TV. I don't need SEM. I don't need SEO, Google, who. Same thing. If you as a brand in 2024 said, why do I need creators? It's just a bunch of kids making content on social media. In 2025, you better change your tune and just start thinking about how you can leverage the creators in your campaigns. Otherwise, you're going to be falling completely behind. And because of those two factors, because of the fact that you will see creators kind of like seeking some of those opportunities to create a more stable environment for them as they potentially step away from the camera, but also for the brands who will realize that they can no longer get in touch with the audience, with their target audience for their product or service without proper creator-led campaigns. Together, those factors will influence a continuous growth and probably escalating kind of like exponential growth in 2025 of the announcements where the creator was either hired, took equity, and become a full partner in one of those more established brands that provide physical or digital goods. The third trend that I'm predicting for 2025 is almost like wishful thinking. AI dubbing will become a lot more prevalent across media and especially on YouTube. If you're not familiar, AI dubbing essentially means that AI model will go out there and translate your, say, English speaking content into Hindi, into Spanish, into French, into Russian, into Turkish, Uzbek, whatever. There's going to be opportunity for us as creators to leverage an AI tool to help introduce our content to other non-English speaking audiences, or vice versa for the creators who create today exclusively in Spanish, in Hindi, created in Belgium, Dutch, whatever the language might be. They will now be able to grow and expand beyond their smaller niches thanks to the fact that they'll be able to dub their content also in English and other languages. We are getting slowly there. There are a lot of companies who are working on that technology and they've been experimenting and playing around. I'm aware of some creators who are currently in kind of like pilot modes, in like private betas, where they essentially test that type of software. I'm just excited for the fact that I think in 2025, because of how quickly those technologies evolve, you will see a lot more companies developing this software and essentially offering it to the creators. And you will definitely see a platform like YouTube, who already has pretty solid presence in the AI software space, to go and create something like this to help us creators find new audiences. And with that, the landscape will change completely, especially as that technology will get better and better. It's going to be crazy to think how smaller creators today who maybe produce content in a very niche language, but produce such an amazing type of content, would get access to the multinational audience across the entire world thanks to this tool. What would that landscape look like? Is there someone who is much better than Mr. Beast of the world sitting somewhere in the middle of Southeast Asia producing content but doesn't speak English? And with the access to these kind of tools, they're going to take on those titans of the creator economy today, who primarily leverage the fact that English is still predominant language in the content creation. So I'm very excited about this trend. I think it will happen in 2025. And as selfishly as I said, just manifesting it, because for my style of content, like talking head content, that's the easiest thing to go and expand my audience, because I don't have to worry about the edit. I don't have to worry about some of the other things, especially in this new format that I've been experimenting for the past couple of months. This is just the same me just sitting there talking. So why won't I be talking and speaking in Spanish, Portuguese, and any other language out there? So very excited for this trend for 2025. And one bonus trend, real quick, something I spoke about before and made almost like a dedicated video about. I think in 2025, we need to be watching out for Amazon. Not because they're going to do something bad. Between their co-investment in Spotter, their investment in creating exclusive content with the creators like Markiplier, like Mr. Beast, like the Pasta Queen for Amazon Prime video streaming service. And now Amazon Prime expanding the number of ad campaigns that they're running with the creators. I think whatever is happening in that leadership, ivory tower in Amazon, somewhere in Seattle, there is a thought process where I think they realize how big and impactful the creators can be for their business. So I think in 2025, there will be an explosion of brand opportunities with Amazon, of Amazon announcement where they partner to produce products or services with the creators, and them taking on investment positions or potentially even fully acquiring certain creator-led companies or companies that are targeting creators and help expand the value that the creators offer to their audience. It's something pure speculation. I'm just reading kind of like the tea leaves based on all of their activity for the past like 3 to 6 months, but I think it's real. I think Amazon is becoming one of the largest players in the creator economy in 2025. So let's see. I hope these predictions are close enough. I've seen enough to give me confidence that things like, again, companies essentially starting to convert and become more mature in the creator economy because of the creators who lead them, who want to plan for something more long term. We will see a lot more of the brands entering partnerships and working with the creators specifically to develop products and services and take them to the next level by tapping into the audience through the creators. We will see technologies like AI dubbing improving the lives for the creators, but also allowing us to expand our audiences. And finally, we will see Amazon trying their hardest to become one of the leading brands in the creator economy. I hope this was useful. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section below if you think that there are other trends that are going to impact this year. Otherwise, I'll see you next Saturday. Peace.